Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning, and welcome to Shop Talk with Mel. Yes, I am your girl, Mel. Today's show, I got something for you. It is Can I Rub You Down, honey? The benefits of massages. Yeah, see, I thought I was going to go there. This is not no... This ain't no Chinese. I got air quotes. Chinese massage parlor. We going to talk about the benefits of massages. Got a great show planned for you today. Got the hot topics for my 9-to-5ers that can't catch up. Your girl got you covered. The Q-tips. And you already know I give it to you straight with a witty chaser. My guest is Marva Jones. So what's going on? Tell us about yourself a little bit.
Okay, my name is Marva Jones. I've been in the business of estheology for the last couple years. Went in for the makeup and actually learned the massage part and loved it more. I have 3 adult children, 9 grandchildren, and I keep it moving.
Yes, you do. You got 9 grandchildren?
Yes.
Oh, Lord, how you feel about that?
I love it.
Do you?
Yes, they keep me young.
I bet they do. I bet they do, running around. I be sitting there with, my mother always said, was it her? Yeah, she would be like, oh yeah, when you have kids young, you can move with them. When they run, the way they run around, you be like, oh, hold on, I don't know if I can keep up.
Oh yeah, you can keep up.
You can keep up. I went to a buffet. Now, I don't really do buffets. Now, this was part of the hot topics, but I got to share this. So yesterday, I'm at the buffet, and some kid that climbed up on the buffet. And if you're a Facebook friend of mine, y'all see it because I had to post it. Now, who done dropped their child off at the buffet and left? This child had climbed up, so his feet is up on there, and was getting the ice cream. Guess what? I'm done. I don't do truck stop buffets because I don't know where folks' hands been, and I don't know what's going on out there in that parking lot. Right. And you touch that ladle, and then here I come behind you touching the ladle. Right. So I don't fool with those either. But then I went out here to the Chinese buffet, going to a birthday party. And up here, this child is climbing. Matter of fact, he had climbed. I waited till he got in position. Say cheese. That's why he looking dead in the camera. Okay. You climbing up here like to get ice cream. Your feet are up here. Parents, please. Just y'all got to put y'all fork down. And go and get the kid what the kid wants, the little child. Get them with, let me quit calling them kids, with some baby goats. Because he was climbing like one, okay? Yeah. But get the child what they want. You got to stop and do. I'm sorry, I understand your conversation was good. But go up here and get the little boy the ice cream. He up here climbing now. He done contaminated everything. And do you think they changed that ice cream out?
No, they didn't.
Sure didn't. Guess who left me?
Mm-hmm. I don't want that.
Right. I was like, I'm good. $10 a night. Nope, I don't even want it. Thank you very much. Mm-mm. So that's bad for business. But go ahead. And so you got 9 grandchildren.
9 grandchildren.
What they call you?
They call me Lala. And for 13 years, I've been Lala. So my oldest is 13. The youngest is about 2-ish. And I cannot forget about my husband because I know I work his nerves totally. I know I do. I work his nerves because I'm too much. But I mean, I'm like I said, still moving forward. I'm into the estheology and I love it. I have future plans to actually do lash extensions, and I have a lot of things that I want to do as far as in the business of estheology, because with massage, it's so relaxing. It's relaxing to the person who's actually doing it. It's relaxing to the person who's actually getting it done. And when I leave out of there, with confidence, knowing that somebody's allowed me to take them to a whole nother place and be relaxed.
Now, here's a question. How did your husband feel when you did a total career change? Because I've known you being at the hospital for years, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom, what?
Right. He was excited about it. I think anytime you go to school to do something different to better yourself, that's always a step towards the future and better things. I still do home health care.
Okay.
But home health care is good for me because I can usually reach the people. I can deal with it. I love that I love people like that. With the esteology, I mean, he was fine with it. I went to school. He supported me very much, which he does in a lot of things that I do. Whenever I say school, how much is it?
Oh, that's awesome.
So that to me pushes me to want to do better because he's all for it.
Okay, good. So support is very important.
Yes.
Especially as a child and as an adult, I would think more because usually if you're stopping and you're going to school, that other partner, your spouse, is usually the one that kicks in.
Exactly. Because it wasn't.
Kudos to you, Mr. Jones.
It wasn't quit work and go to school. It was like, okay, you already got a job and you're going to go to school. So, I mean, anytime.
How did that work, though? Being a grandmother and working and going to school. So somebody was, I ain't going to say neglected, but somebody was put on the back burner.
Sure was. And unfortunately, I hate to say it was my grandkids.
Okay, but that's good. I mean, not to sound rude, but... Right. Okay, so you wasn't babysitting.
No babysitting. I'm la on the go. What you need? You need me to pick him up? You need me to buy this? Let's take care of it. Let's handle it because I gotta go.
Okay.
So I gotta go.
But your personality is go anyway.
Oh yeah.
So they already knew.
Yeah.
Look, they already knew. Like, get in where you fit in.
Go. Come on, let's go. Okay, that ain't working for me. Let's figure something else out.
And you know what? That's good advice for grandparents, though, right. Because you have those where the children, let me say children, quit calling these folks kids, young adults, because they having children. Right. They try to put a guilt trip on the parents if they don't watch their children, meaning the grandparents.
Right.
And I think that's good advice. Just keep going and get in where you fit in. And guess what? If I'm not able to do it, sorry.
Right.
You're a parent.
Right.
And those grandparents have been parents to you. And then you have to think back, like, who watched you or who raised you.
Exactly.
So, and in some cases, the grandparents raised them.
Correct.
But I think, I feel the same way because I see it. I have seen it. And some of my family members, and I don't even care because I know y'all listen. I look at my aunts and stuff and I'd be like, why they putting them on a guilt trip? They done did it already. Mm-hmm. They're the grandparent.
Exactly.
Okay, superior parent. And guess what? Who says they got to stop their life? Because you ain't stopping yours. That's why you want to drop them off.
Yeah, got it.
That's why you want to drop them off. It ain't working. Mm-hmm. So tell me the benefits, the health benefits, because we know you being in the medical field for years and then switching over to, pronounce it for me. Esteology.
So I would be considered an esthetician.
There you go. Yes. And switching over. So you like helping people.
Correct.
That's good.
Correct.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Make people feel good. Go ahead and tell me the health benefits of massaging.
Some of the health benefits to massage are it increases the blood flow and circulation. It stimulates the lymph nodes. It nourishes the skin. Improves the skin's healthy appearance.
Hold on one second. Stimulate the lymph nodes. For those of you who don't know, that's your immune fighter. Okay? That's where like all the bacteria and stuff go and it rotates through the body. I'm not going to tell you where, but you see me pointing and rotating through. So that's a good thing. Okay.
Exactly. It helps clear congestion.
Now tell me about that.
The congestion of it all is a lot of times when you're laying on a table and you've got someone touching, feeling, rubbing on you, usually with massage because you want it to be smooth.
Okay.
You want to get a lot of that out of you. That's why when you get off the table, you feel like a slug bug. You get off the table and you can't even stand up. And you like, I love it. I mean, it was wonderful, but I just don't have no energy. All of the toxins are being rubbed and manipulated out of the system.
That's why people urinate after.
Exactly. If they haven't urinated before, a lot of times I'll try to get them to go before, but after a massage, you're to drink plenty of fluids, preferably water.
Okay.
Because it's toxins in the body that your body, it doesn't need it. They're just there. They're sitting because you don't know how to get rid of that. in massages the right way to get rid of a lot of that, the toxins and everything else, because your body don't need it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, what's your other one you have
I
there?
had a few more. Anxiety. It helps with anxiety. It helps with headaches. It helps with MS, fibromyalgia, soft tissue strains, and injuries. And it also helps with a lot of digestive disorders.
Now, let's go into that. Digestive disorders. How does it help with digestive disorders?
I know me myself, I suffer from something called colitis.
Okay.
A lot of times,
I'm familiar with that. That's inflammation of the colon. Go ahead.
right? A lot of times, I'm having issues, and I don't always want to take the medicine because the medicine makes you eat. It's
What, like a steroid?
yeah, exactly. They have you taking it for, to bring down the swelling and everything, but my thing to that is if you can find a way to relax. And that was my thing. I had to find a way to relax because when you get all upset and riled up, everything flares up.
Right.
And that's what causes the flare.
Okay.
So it's like if you can figure out a way to relax. Well, my way of relaxation was to sleep. I couldn't go get a massage every time I got upset. So a lot of times it was just to sleep. When you sleep, everything is regenerating and you're not thinking about anything. Your body is in a relaxed state. So as far as like, I mean, and I look at that as like a digestive disorder because I'm relating to it personally.
Uh-huh.
And
It would be.
Yeah. I mean, relaxation. I mean, I have a girlfriend that has lupus, and the best thing I could tell her to do was like, go home and take a nap. Go lay down. You're stressing over something you can't change, and it's not doing anything but getting your body more. It's riled up, it's geared, it's geeked, and it's ready, and you're stressing, so go lay down.
And rest is it. We know that rest is it. I will tell you one thing that's interesting that you said. You talked about with colitis and with digestion. I'll just add to this. When you are relaxed, then you can have a proper BM.
Correct.
Because and like you said, with anxiety, and if you're in a rush, good luck with that. You find yourself bound.
Exactly.
Because it's like
not a good feeling.
It's not, because peristalsis has to take place. Y'all gonna have to look that up because I don't want to take away from this. I need to get back on the track. But for peristalsis to take place, you have to be relaxed.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Right. And I also wanted to explain what massage actually is. Massage is a pressing, rubbing, manipulating your skin, tendons, muscles, and ligaments. It's considered complementary integrative medicine, and it's being offered with regular treatments for a long list of medical conditions.
Well, yeah, and it's expensive though. So what does a massage range? What does it actually cost? Like, what's the range of a massage, depending on what it is, huh?
Okay. Depending on what it is, there's different types of massage. But with me, I do a 30-minute, which is about $30.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and that's something. It's like a focal point. Is it your back? Is it your legs? And with that, I'm just working in that area. I just keep it specific. For an hour, it's $50, and that's about the range that they go. I'll say maybe 50 and up.
Now, I have a question. Look, I got a bunch of questions. Okay, for the foot, like a lot of people like foot massages, that would be me. Mm-hmm. Now, there's focal points in the foot that affects the body.
Right.
Now, in the class that you have, do they touch base on that, or is that like something, is that like totally different?
That's something more that I could learn as far as education-wise.
Like in nursing, there's so many aspects of it, and it's like, okay, what am I doing? Am I a diabetic nurse now? Am I ER triage nurse? So it's the same concept, or same thing?
It's the same concept in certain ways, but it's like when we went to school, it's like you learned your basic.
Okay.
Now, there is further education you could do.
That you could specialize in.
Right. It's reflexology. And it pinpoints...
Reflexology. Oh, yes. That sounds all right.
Yes.
Like reflexology. Oh.
Yes. And it's like there's certain people that cannot get on the table. I just rather them not. And that's for like people with a medical history of they're taking blood thinners.
Oh, you can't touch them?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather not.
And that's good because you know it'll cause bruising, and then they've been calling you talking about, excuse me, Miss Jones. Look, I got this bruise somewhere, and they blame it on you.
We're not doing that. If someone is under a doctor's care, I'd rather not. I'd rather them, continue with the doctor. When the doctor writes them off, then, call me, see me, and then we can figure something out. I do not work with people who have fractures and pregnant women at this time. There's further education that you need to take to deal with pregnant women because there's certain places you don't want to touch, especially on the foot.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Look, I'm like, yes. Mm-hmm. Now, hand massages. And me, if you look up my license, it's going to say inactive because I ain't doing that no more. I was a licensed cosmetologist. However, hand massages, the benefits of hand massages. When you work with your hands, it feels really, really good. Some people feel like, oh, okay, that's nothing. What's the benefit of a hand massage?
The benefits of the hand massage is a lot of people, they go to work. You're working 5 days a week. You don't take the time to actually, what's the word I want to use? You don't take the time to treat yourself. I mean, you're using your hands. What could you do without your hands?
Right.
Absolutely nothing. What I found that with a lot of older people that have like rheumatoid arthritis
or carpal
tunnel, because they're doing the same repetitious thing, is that you don't treat yourself. So with that, I have Himalayan sea salt lamps. I have a bowl, and I heat these spheres up, and I let them hold them. They're heated.
Okay.
And it's so, to me, it feels really good just holding them in your hand. But hand manipulation and hand massage is very good for the hands because, like I said, a lot of people don't treat themselves. You're fine with your hands as long as they work, and then when they don't work, you're looking at them like, what's wrong with my hands? Why can't I use them? Why they all stiff? Well, because you don't treat yourself.
Yeah, which hands? That's them stiff hands with nails on the end. That's what I call it. I'm like, I'm going to need for you to do something about that because that is not attractive. Like, I get my nails done, but they stiff, right. So I would suggest people get hand massages because I enjoy them.
Absolutely.
Now, with women, you said you don't deal with the pregnant women.
Right.
With us being females, we know that we hold a lot of our stress in our reproductive area.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to touch bases on the pregnant women.
Right.
Now, let me just say it. I'm trying to say it correctly. Correctly. So if someone isn't pregnant and they are stressed, and that's why females, if you don't know, you'll be like, why do I have this fat stomach like a beer belly? It's usually stress related. That's us females, okay? Men, we know they hold theirs in their shoulders. That's why they be like, oh, they got broad shoulders. They looking good. You don't know, girl, he's stressed. He might just be stressed. He might not be working out. He might be stressed. With females and their stress, where do you find yourself working on them more?
Usually with the shoulders, the back, because they're either they're sitting at a desk, and I do have a questionnaire I do. Everybody that gets, before they get on the table, they do a medical history form.
Okay.
And that tells me the type of work that they do, the medications that they take, so I kind of know where to deal with, the body. But I honestly say a lot of them, the back. So I'm constantly, working on those backs, but it's like, that heat, that steam heat, and then you're rubbing that oil and you're manipulating. I think it's the best type of medicine, not to be disrespectful to doctors at all. I think you should still see, your medical
primary care
physician and continue with the medications that you take. But with some things, you need to inquire and make sure it's okay to get a massage. And
prior approval.
Right.
Now, some people don't even do that because they're like, nah, I need this done. You might be, some listeners out there, you might be familiar with the term buffalo hump. And that's where you have it's the sternocleidomastoid, and it's right across your shoulders where you'll see a lot of women who have that big bulge right by their neck, look like they played football or something. That's usually stress related. Now, with that, have you seen more? What's the age group that you've seen that you have possibly seen with that? With
Not-
that, where it's tense, more tense, right? In that neck, the back of the neck.
Not so much bulging. I mean, I do get a lot of the younger people that come in, not too many older, because they just consider going out, getting on the table. That's too much for them. A lot of them, they just kind of want to sit where they're at.
Okay.
They're good where they're at. But I believe that a lot of people have stresses in their back because of the work they do. I mean, I'm working in a salon, basically, and they're standing for hours at a time. You know, so when they come in, the first thing I want to know is I want that medical form. Let's go over those medical things that you have written down, and let's get your feet soaking.
Okay.
Foot soak is so much. It's like heaven to have a foot soak.
It sure is nice. I remember doing hair back in 1991, and you had the absorbent mats, and that was for your feet and your legs.
Right.
And like when you go to the salon, you're like, what is this mat I got to step on with this chair? That's for the cosmetologist.
Right.
And, you know, back then, you know, we thought we was cute, so we was stepping. You do not go in there. I'm a cosmetologist with these old lady shoes. Who want these pedophile shoes on? You know what I'm saying? Now I get it, because you don't want to mess up. You don't want the varicose veins.
Right.
Now, when you said that you work in a salon, so you see this often.
I do.
And I'm sure they're not wearing those old geriatric shoes.
They're not.
So you like, let me get them now.
Exactly. And I do. I be on them. I be like, okay, where your Ted hose at? Where your dance codes
She
at?
is not
Where
wearing
your
no
bakery is
Ted
at?
hose.
They got some really nice Ted hose now.
The printed ones. I see
Yeah,
some printed ones,
they
but
do.
her right here, boom, is not wearing that. I'll be coming to see Miss Jones. Let me see Miss Jones.
Come on, come see me. By all means, come see me now.
This record is frequently.
All right, we'll be right back. We are talking with Miss Marva Jones right after this.
he's the mellow, quite a nice fellow. Met 3T, hit a rhyme a cappella. They had the rhythm and I had the rhyme. So then I hit it that one more time. It worked out and then they worked it in. Tony has done it again.
That used to be the jam, Tony. How appropriate is that? Like I said, today's topic is, can I rub you down? Yes, you may. The benefits of massages. Now, we're going to talk more, I told you guys, more with Marva when we came back. We're going to talk about people with sinus issues, facial massages. Let's talk about that. Now, I know they teach you about the pressure points and all that good stuff. How important is a massage with someone who suffers from sinus issues?
With the sinus issues, you need that manipulation because you're working with the face. You're touching a lot of sensitive areas. And with the sinus issues, you know that there's always going to be drainage, but there's certain places you can touch to see that it's related to sinus. When you're warming up the tissues and everything in the face, you're doing something that doesn't normally get done. You don't do it in the shower. You don't do it on a day-to-day basis because you're in and out. You're trying to get cleaned up. Gotta go, I gotta be to work. So
right.
You're always in a hurry. But, I mean, all of that plays an important part because there's a lot that goes into touch. You know, I think that a lot of people don't realize that, but the way you touch someone you can tell if they're mad. You can tell if they, you can just tell different things when you touch someone, and there's a lot of healing in touch, and when you're manipulating things and you're working things out and you're in that face and, you're getting everything and you're manipulating, you're doing moves that are not ordinarily done. And it's beneficial because if you're doing that and you have a regimen going, you're going to see a difference. Definitely.
Okay, question. For the I don't want to say massage therapist, for the estheticians, for where my bell at? Ding! I need that bell.
Where is it?
Yeah, you're going to get it. It's over there. Look, I'm like, where my bell at? You supposed to ding now when I be wrong.
Yeah,
like,
put this right here.
Yeah, put it right there. I said esthetician. You can ring the bell for me and you correct me. Ding the bell. Now, what's the proper word?
Esthetician.
There we go. I love the show. Hilarious. With the esthetician, and I done lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
We're talking about facial
sinuses. And sinuses, yeah. I do have sinus issues and the importance of getting a facial massage. Now, one lady at the job, I'll never forget, she was a nurse, but she also did massages. Now, I don't know if she was licensed, but I remember her, like, squeezing. I was blowing my nose as usual. Anybody know me, they know I'm blowing my nose. Okay, keep tissue around. And she just squeezed my head. And I'm like, and this is what she said first, which was funny. She was like, your hair is real, right, Mel? I said, it is. And she's like, is it okay if I do something? And then she told me she does massages. I don't like people touching my face because I break out instantly. She squeezed my head, and I'm going to tell you what, I had so much drainage. And she didn't just go, boom, squeeze it. She did a really soft, And she just held it for like 10 seconds and then she released. And she did like 4 times. Listen, I felt good after that. I said, I didn't know my head was hurting.
Exactly.
Now, I did go to, somebody paid for me to get a massage. Never forget this. Someone paid for me to get a massage. I got it. Do you remember that for my birthday some years ago? And this is with the massage, the
esthetician.
Esthetician. Yeah, you ain't digging me no more. No. The esthetician is dead. Look, I gotta add the IST. She gets on the board. She's just a little lady. And I'm sitting there looking like, now what is this lady gonna do to me? And she was like, you can take everything off. So I end up I left my pants on. No, I had shorts. So I left those on. And I'm thinking, this little lady, she was probably like $105. I mean, 4'9". I'm laughing because I was like, what is she going to do? Listen, she massaged me so well, but this is what she did. She turned my phone off. I had 2 phones, so I'm in management. So, it was just like, oh gosh, I had both phones going, but I had them on vibrate. And I guess it was bothering her. Me, it was natural. But she told me no at the end, because I was like, my phone's off. She forgot to tell me to turn it back on. I'm like, who turned these phones off? Oh God, I got them on call, But I called back. And I said, did you turn my phone off? Because I was so relaxed that I didn't even realize she turned them off. And she said, yes. She said, because each time while she was massaging me, I didn't hear it because I was used to it. But she felt the tension in my back every time that vibrate went off. She said, you didn't move, but I felt it. And she said, when I got up from you, she said, and you didn't even notice it. She said, I went on and just silenced them both. Totally silenced them both. I thanked her for it because I ended up enjoying it like at the end and she had the music going. Right. But she said she heard it and she felt it as she was massaging me. So how important is it for the person that's giving the massage to be in a peaceful state? Yeah, that's the question. That's it.
It's very important because when you're trying to show this person the techniques that you've learned along the way to help them relax, you want to give them what they pay for.
Okay.
You want them to get the whole full effect of it all. When they come in, you want it to no interruptions. No interruptions, absolutely none. You want them to be relaxed. You want them to be warm enough. You want them to be comfortable. I mean, everything. And while I'm massaging, at first it's very lit. There's more lighting. As I go, I turn off the lights. By the time we're done, there's 1 candle lit.
Oh, okay, and we don't even know.
Candle. Oh, yeah, because I'm making it dark. You can hear the music. The music is very relaxing, but I need to be relaxed because what I'm doing is I'm pretty much doing a dance. I'm doing a routine. This is my routine. I want to get you so relaxed that you don't even remember where you're at.
Okay.
And I mean, once you're doing it, you're so into it, you're so involved. I need to be on my P's and Q's because I need to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to get you absolutely out.
Okay. Relax, because light is energy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You be like, oh gosh, why is this person relaxing? They bouncing off the wall. And like you said, anxiety. Right. Now, some people might mistake my energy levels for anxiety, which it isn't. Right. You'll be like, please, can you be quiet? I'll be talking. Please be quiet. You should be quiet, Bill. Silence. The lady, but she did good because at the beginning, I was like, phew. And then at the end, like I said, I didn't even know she silenced the phone off. And you are right. I think that the lights were on and then eventually off. And I had no idea. But I did not realize that phone really affected me like that.
Right.
And what I learned from that is, just like what I was telling my mom, when my phone rings in the grocery store, I'm not answering. I'm not looking through it. Bye, see you, leave a message like throwback. Leave a message on the machine. I'm not available at this time. Right. But so many people are phone driven. And how about the people telling me somebody called you and you ain't answer? How about I'm busy?
I think you're allowed to be busy.
In this day and age, right? I'm like, what is going on? Now, when you massage the thigh area, have you found where people need their thighs massaged and they don't, like, I don't want to say the football player, not the football player, but just your average person, and the calves? What does that stimulate the calves?
The calves, I mean,
because I usually have pain in my calves. Mm-hmm.
the one person that came in that actually said, I really want you to go up the thigh.
Uh-huh.
And he's a barber.
Okay.
And he's standing on his feet all the time. So
Okay.
I understood exactly why he wanted his thighs massaged, because he's standing. And I mean, you're talking from the toes all the way up. You know, so you're massaging because, I mean, there's a lot of tension. I mean, you're standing, you're moving from side to side, and that's what you're doing. I wish I could sit there and count the hours that a barber or a beautician actually stands on their feet, or a nurse for that matter. Nurses to me are moving more.
Uh-huh.
They're moving more, but as a barber, you're standing and
In
you're
one
moving
spot.
the chair. Yeah, and you're rotating the chair, you know, and the person is going from here to there. But it's like you have to get to the nitty-gritty of it. You know, I'm going to do the feet, I'm going to do the calf, but I'm not going to do the thigh. It's all connected. It all runs together.
Okay.
You know, I want to get it all. I mean, and when I tell you from head to toe, I go from head to toe.
Okay.
I'm in your hair. Let me know what I don't need to touch, because before it's over, I'm touching everything.
Okay.
I'm touching your, you know, your scalp. I'm doing the scalp manipulations. You know, I'm rubbing the temples. I'm going through the ears. I'm touching everything.
So how much would something like that cost? I know you said that you said an hour, so it's pretty much like $1 a minute.
Pretty much.
When you said the 30 minutes.
Right.
And then it's 50 for the entire massage, for an hour.
Right. Correct.
Okay. And they go to sale right there. That's $10 off.
And
Look, I'm like, they go to sale right there.
And then with that, I do have, every once in a while, I'll do a special. And I actually have the dates and everything. I have a buy one, get one half.
Oh, okay.
So-
Now, she is based out of Youngstown, Ohio, so I'll put that out there. Where are you located?
I'm located at Imaginations Hair and Nails. The address is 4035 Hillman Way, Youngstown, Ohio, 44512.
What's the phone number? Yeah.
My phone number is the phone number that I use.
Okay.
It's my personal cell phone, 330-651-7330.
One more time.
Again, my number is 330-651-7330.
Okay. Now, do you do massage parties?
I've never been asked quite yet, but I would love to do a massage party.
Okay,
I
and
would
then
love to.
okay,
We'd have to work out, you know, the issues.
How many
and you Tell
people?
me how many people, and we could go from there. Because I also do chair massages also.
see, that's where I was going when I said massage party. Not everybody just laid out on the floor. my turn. Oh, okay, I'm like, you already know somebody gonna be like, I'm having a massage party. 10 people laid out on their stomach. You be like, what? Yeah. So chair massages, and I think that will be awesome. I'll let you know what's going on. I am having a mingle with medicine wine sip, and I would like to invite you
Okay.
to do chair massages and have it there.
I'd love to.
You'd love to, thank you, and that is on December the 2nd. Okay, and I'm gonna let y'all know. Yes, that's the first Sunday, so don't feel guilty about the wine. Y'all already know it's communion. Now, if y'all done miss church, I got you covered. I'm gonna make sure a pastor there. You heard me, Pastor Simon. That's what we gonna do. I'll make sure I have some.
Pray for
I have some crackers, and you can go ahead and do what you gotta do.
I love it.
Okay, we got some hors d'oeuvres or something. We'll find some cracker. I have some saltines in the back or something. But it's mingle with medicine, and to me, I wanted to do this because I am into medicine. There's so many nurses. Any type of connection that you have with medicine, medical records, STNAs, nurses, doctors, any relationship that you have with medicine, and even the people suffering from it, and the importance of getting a massage and the heart. So, you know, I'm going to deal with that. And I'll have somebody actually speaking on the heart and high blood pressure. So yeah, you're going to have to get some edutainment, okay? And the importance of getting a massage and drinking red wine. I got to make it work, you know?
Yes.
Those two things together can help you. So we want healthy hearts, and that's what it's pretty much about. So if you see it anywhere, just come on in. And if you are, when I say connected to medicine, mingle with medicine. Like if it's your spouse, if your mother, somebody work in the medical field, we need to celebrate them, network. If you're looking for a job, you got management in place, they gonna hook it up for you. We got you. If you have any questions, about medicine, you should be able to talk to somebody and they are willing to answer it for you. And thank you for saying that you will come on board. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
I love things like that. I get a chance to meet people who are doing different things, and
Right. That's what it's all about. And yes, if you guys know me with Shop Talk with Mel, I do different fundraisers, and this too is a fundraiser. All right. But here's the benefit to this. You get to come in free. The fundraiser is the fundraiser is people donating.
Okay.
So it's open to the public. No children though. No children. Like I told y'all about that buffet, kids climbing all up over stuff. Go come up in there messing up my stuff now. Because I'm going to put you on out. Folks dropping their kids off at the buffet. That's what I'm saying. I don't want you dropping your kids off at the wine sip, okay? All right, now let's be clear. And that'll be at the YWCA, Women's Y, I'm a woman, yes, in the lobby, the historic lobby on December the 2nd, 3 o'clock, right after church. 2 communions in one day. Now, you can't beat that, huh? So that's exactly what it is. Mingle with medicine, and you don't have to be a part. I mean, you don't have to be in medicine, but somehow connected to it. Even if you suffer from a chronic illness, like your hypertension, diabetes, hyperthyroidism, anything. If you have questions, it's just free medical advice from the people that are there. And there you have it. And they'll have name tags that say, "Ask me." How about that?
Sounds exciting.
I'm loving
Sounds
that.
fun.
Hey, gotta do something. Gotta give back to the community.
Yes.
Gotta give back to the community. All right. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on. Live studio audience, did you have any questions for the estheticianist? Did I get it right, or did I add too many istices?
You added too many instances, but but I've learned along the way. I'm considered an esthetician, but the thing that I give to other people is estheologist.
Okay. All
And
right.
they roll with that, so I'm good with either one.
Estheologist. Okay.
Okay, I came in kind of late. So was the question asked? So they're no longer referred to as massage therapists?
Difference. The difference between a massage therapist, estheticianist, cosmetologist, they're all in that way. Massage therapist, they go into medicine. Therapist is the key word. So that's why when you go to like a chiropractor,
Yes.
they have a massage therapist there,
Gotcha.
which means they can bill your insurance. That's the difference.
Gotcha.
Now that I know, they can bill your insurance. The estheticianist, you good, you can pay out of pocket. Did I say There you go.
I like that.
Esthetician, yeah. Esthetician, you can pay out of pocket, but they have to get the clearance from your doctor if you have a chronic care issue. Because she said she's not touching you if you're pregnant, or if you have, like, say, people are on blood thinners, any type of blood disorder. She's not touching them. Why? Because, when you massage them, if like me, I like deep tissue massages. Mm-hmm. And then I end up bruising. I'd be like, they did this. No, and didn't tell them people that I take an aspirin every day. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they can just bleed internally and you won't know. So she gets a consent form signed. Go ahead.
I do have another question. Marva.
Yes.
You were talking about soaking of the feet.
Yes.
What was that about?
A lot of times when people come in and they're looking for a massage, they want to be relaxed. Mm-hmm. I find a lot of times like I said, we don't treat ourselves. You are on your feet all the time. Mm-hmm. You don't treat yourself. Okay. Sometimes just that hot water, I put salt, I put soap, and I put tea tree oil on it. Soaking your feet is so relaxing.
So is there a massage associated with that, or is just soaking the feet for so long and then you get on the table?
Just soaking the feet for so long, disinfectant pretty much. Then when you're on the table, I'm going through the toes. I'm touching everything. Like I said, I'm going from the head to the toes. Mm-hmm. I'm going through the toes. I'm going on the toes. Everything about the foot, because with the foot there's so much. I mean, like I said, and you're standing on your feet all the time. Mm-hmm. We beat our feet up. We beat our bodies up.
So the hands and the feet, because we were talking about the hands, and people, you just use them and don't even realize it. Be grateful for them in your feet. We
Exactly.
use them every day, and everybody's like, bear
It's like,
claws.
what could you do without no feet? You know,
Go
you
to
need the
IHOP?
feet.
See, stop it.
I can't. I
That's
So
it.
you want to keep that circulation going.
You want to
there.
keep the circulation. You want them to get relaxed. So when they fill out their medical form telling me what type of work they do, and you know, I see this a lot. They're wearing steel-toe boots all day long. They're not wearing the barbers or the beauticians. They're not wearing those work shoes,
Okay.
the dance coats, the Allegrias, and they have those Ted hose. I never want to wear them either. I want to be cute.
Right.
I'd rather be cute. Now I don't care about being cute. I want where the Ted hose at,
Right.
where the dance coats, because it does make a difference.
And it does. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
was saying about those mats, you know, that we used to stand on. And people just look like you got to have that. You know, you're in the chair, but you have those mats, and that's for us.
Right.
You know, but, you know, nobody want no varicose veins, and don't nobody want no witch hands. Look, I'm like, no witch hands. So if I come in as a young person and I don't know what part of my body needs massage, so I'm just coming in, I just want a massage, and I know you get that all the time. I don't know, just massage me. How much is it?
It's $50.
Okay, and then, so what part would you work on?
For an hour, it's the whole body.
Okay, so then they can find where, oh, that feels good, so clearly that's where I need to be.
Right.
Okay, now do you have recurring customers?
I do. I've even had one that asked me, what's the time frame? How often should I get massages done? My recommendation is, depending on type of work you do, I would say every 2 weeks.
Okay.
I would say every 2 weeks for some. You know, it could be every month. Everybody's different. You know, the work is different. What you're doing is different. You know, so with that playing a role in it, it's like, you know, what kind of work do you do? If you're standing all the time, you know, a lot of times people are just mentally stressed out.
That's where I was getting ready to go. Go ahead. You're feeling it. You're feeling it. Go ahead.
You're mentally, and you can't think right because, you know, you got everything. You're multitasking. You're going to school. You're going to work. You're dealing with the family. You know, because you decide to go to school to better yourself. Or the time of year, we're getting close to Thanksgiving.
That's
you know,
why I'm saying this is the most stressful
Christmas
time
is
of
coming.
year.
You're buying stuff for this one, that one, and that one. You know, sometimes you just need to treat yourself. And to me, I mean, I feel like it's well worth it because my body, this is the body I was born with. I'm not going to get another body. This is the only body I'm going to have. You know, and people see it as, oh, that's a luxury. It could be, but it depends on the way you look at it.
Shout out to the millennials. Because I'm going to tell you something about the millennials. Now, I told y'all back in 91, 92, all them other years where I was doing hair. During this time of the year, that's when I saw my money decrease. Because when you have to make a choice, it was, oh, well, I'll do my own hair. And that's where you cut.
Right.
It's like, I'm not going to do my hair. I'm not going to get my hair cut. I'll go ahead and do my own. I'm not going to get my nails done. I'll make that work. I just put some more polish to look like it on top if I need a feel. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hope nobody, zoom in on my nails and see what's going on. Where now with the millennials, listen, they will get that electric turned off. They don't care. They're going to get their hair done, their nails done, and I'm going to go with massages. They're going to take care of them. They are going to take care of them first. I'll be sitting there like, well, what's going on? I never forget. Do you remember that time? My gas bill was $38, 38 something it was. You remember that? And here they go put a disconnection notice. It was like $38.60. So I was like, I said, so I called, right? I got a problem with this $38.60 for real, and I forgot. That's all it is. So I call. And I'm telling him, I said, you know what? My cousin's bill, it's over $1,000. I said, her gas, I said, and she ain't getting a disconnection. No, I said, she ain't got a disconnection notice, and hers is like 1,000. It was like 1,000 and something, because I seen it. Like, well, who let that gas bill? She was ready for the club that night, Saturday, right? Because she went to the mall to get an outfit. Guess what the man said on the phone? What's your cousin's address, ma'am? He was like, what's your cousin?
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, he was like, what's your cousin's address, man? I was like, never mind. I'm like, she been riding with it all this time. Let me be quiet about to have her stuff cut off. I was like, you calling me for $38, so I'm getting him told. $38.62. That was it. I was like, my cousin's bill was over $1,000. Y'all ain't gave her a disconnection notice. Man, what's your cousin's address? Hilarious. Just like my homeboy in New York, he called because a bill collector called him. He was like, well, listen, I don't have it. He said, you can't get blood from a turnip. He was like, you're not a turnip, sir. These bill collectors are so crazy, man. I was laughing, though. It was so funny. Me and him, we laughed about that. He was like, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, and I just hung up the phone and told him, you can't get that blood from a turnip, sir. He was like, sir, you're not a turnip.
Wow.
I
That's
said,
funny.
they off the hook. But it was funny. I was like, let me be quiet. Never mind.
I like witty people, though.
They
I
are.
like witty people. Respectful, but witty people.
Yes.
They're ready for you.
They are ready. They ready. They like, I said, ooh, somebody like me got there.
And he was professional.
He was very professional.
He met sir. Yeah.
That was funny though. He's like, you're not a turnip, sir. Man, that was the funniest thing. He talking about, man, we laughed so hard. But that one secretary was like, okay, ma'am, what's your cousin's address? I said, never mind. That's okay. I'll pay the $38.62. Right. And then I ended up calling back and I found out they said we got better chances of getting $38.62 versus getting $1,000.
Correct.
So I said, oh, okay, I get it. But it was funny after that. I was like, oh, I'm going to have her stuff cut off. Like, never mind, you got kids over there. Let me be quiet.
Wow.
But yes, I thank you for accepting the invitation. Again, what is the phone number if somebody's in the Youngstown area and would like a massage?
My phone number is 330-651-7330.
Okay, you got it, Mrs. Jones. And you do appointments. You did say that, right?
I do work by appointments because I usually work during the day, but my days vary. And if there was someone who called me that needed a massage, we could figure it out. Figure it out.
Okay, so if you are in the area, December the 2nd, I want you guys to know she will be there. So
Yes.
Come check her out. All right, come check her out. I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it.
I am too.
I'm excited that you are coming on board. And the parties, like I said now, she hasn't done parties yet. Don't become laying on the floor talking about my turn. Chair massages. I don't know, she might focus on that, her thing. But if you are looking to book a party, and I'm going to put this out here. She's very beautiful, and her husband does come in. So she'll be escorted. Okay? Let's put that out there. Y'all be to Google her and be like, hey, yeah, we need a party. We are not doing that type of party, even though the topic is, can I rub you down? And the benefits of massages. So massages are very important. And again, a massage is the pressure rubbing, manipulating of the skin, tendons, muscles, and ligaments. So you can relax, and massages are extremely important. And I talked about one of those Be Inspires. I can't remember which one. You talked about anxiety, stress release. What other benefits are there to massages? The stress release, clear thinking. Please drink a lot of water. I'm going to say that. I noticed and I am an advocate of getting massages. You have to do it just to relax and calm yourself down. I'm going to give you some advice. Turn your phone off.
Thank you.
Look, she turned mine off. I was sitting there like, I'm on call. I need this. But it worked, and I had no idea. You probably don't realize how tense you get when the phone when the phone rings. Some people get that 4:00 in the morning call. And you be like, why is my phone ringing at this time? And you automatically just get tense. Right. Or if you get a call from that certain individual, and I'm going to put this out here. If you get a call from somebody and this is what you say, oh gosh, what do they want? You need to distance yourself from that person. Okay? Because they are clearly causing you stress. And when she was able to tell or feel, when she was able to feel the stress in my body, and she felt that I was getting tense just by the vibration of the phone. I didn't even know who it was because the phone was in my purse. And she sat there, she went in my purse. But it was all good at the end because I would say the last half an hour is where I actually was relaxing. At the beginning, I wasn't because I had everything swimming around in my head, what I have to do. I can't be here that long because we know time is something you can't get back. But I was like that. I was like, okay, I'm going to go up here, I'm going to get this massage. And I blocked my time out, just like I told you guys before. It's important to schedule some time for yourself. And I'm only speaking from experience. But I was like, okay, I'm going to go run up here real quick, get this massage. That's what I said. Real quick. I'm going to run up here real quick, get my massage. I'm going to run to the grocery store, da-da-da. So at the beginning of the massage, all that was in my head. What am I going to get? What am I going to cook Monday, or Tuesday, Wednesday? Because I used to play and stuff when, my kids were in the house. Children. There's a live studio audience, don't like kids. So let's correct it. We already talked about it. So then I wasn't relaxed. But like I said, the last 30, 20 minutes, I was more relaxed. And then I realized as I was driving away, my phone, and like I said, I called back, and she told me that she actually silenced my phone. So I can appreciate that. So silence your phone when you go get a massage so that you can actually reap all the benefits.
Exactly.
Any last words?
No.
Excuse me.
Well, like I said, I do have a special coming up. My special that I do have going is buy one, get one half. It starts November the 11th, and it rides to the 25th. It's buy one, get one half. I do have gift certificates available. Credit cards are accepted. I take the chip. I take Apple Pay. I take the Cash App. And
she don't take checks.
No. I got to bring it up 2018 because But again, we have our buy one get one half, and I do this different times of the month. And this one is going to go for about 14 days? 2 weeks.
Okay, so tell me, with the buy one, get one half, I want to make sure that the listening audience is clear. So you buy a service.
Correct.
And then you get a service half off. Is it for somebody else, or is it for that same customer?
It could be either way. So what I do is I have the gift certificates. And
okay, so you do it, and then you give it to them.
Correct.
And is there an expiration on the gift certificate?
Yes, I try to keep them within the 30-month time frame. I keep them 30 days.
Okay, I'm like 30 months.
30 days,
okay, then they got 2.5 years. I'm like, okay then.
Good luck.
30 days. 30 days, yes.
Okay.
There are some exceptions, because I do know people that are not, local. So for those different things, we could figure something out with that also. But it's buy one, get one half. So, of course, you pay the $50, and then you pay the $25, which would give you $75. And you could put them, you could get 2 separate gift certificates.
Okay.
Or however we figure it out. You can get your massage and give the gift certificate to someone else.
Okay. And I do want to add this so that you guys are clear. With the half, with your gift certificate, please have that person call and schedule a time. Okay, because I know some people take it and they think they could just go ahead and walk in whenever they feel like it and then have an attitude. Right. This situation with the gift certificate has happened to somebody close to me. And this is in Columbus, Ohio. They had a gift certificate. It was a gift certificate. And the guy wanted to get his hair cut. Well, he acted a stone cold nut because he wanted to use it 3 years later. There was no expiration on it. Mm-hmm. And the guy was like, I gave these out 3 years ago. So make sure you have an expiration date. It has to have an expiration date on it, okay? Everything does. And this guy acted a stone cold nut, tore up the barbershop, but they knew the individual, so they didn't call the police. They're like, dude, listen. He was like, well, I'm supposed to get a cut and da-da-da-da, and you gave this to me. Sir, why? And then he said, well, I just found it. That's why I waited so late. Okay, yeah. So make sure that there is, business people out there, make sure that there is an expiration date on everything. Even our life got an expiration date, okay? Yes. So listen, take care of yourself. And if you want to live a long, prosperous life, go ahead and get yourself a massage. If you are in this area, the Youngstown, Ohio area, please contact Mrs. Jones at
330-651-7330.
One more time.
The number again is 330-651-7330. If
you have any questions for her, her email address is?
My email address is Marva Triplett, MarvaTriplett @sbcglobal.net. That's a mouthful.
That is a whole lot. That's a whole lot. Like, one more time.
One more time. Marva, Marva, triplet TRIPLETT at sbcglobal.net.
All right. I thank you for coming on the show. We get ready to do the Shop Talk question of the week right now. If you want to hang out with us, you can. If you got to go because I know you're busy, it's Saturday, you can do that too. So let's talk about this Shop Talk question of the week.
What is it?
Is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? Now the people look, the peepists, shout out to Joe Teague. The peepists, rest in peace. Yeah, rest your soul. The peepists said it was mixed. Some said yes, some said no. And interesting enough, there were some guys that said yes. And then one guy said, well, the person that actually submitted the question, they let it be known that they're not sexing both of them. They put that there because a lot of people felt like, okay, well, if she's sleeping with both of them, maybe she's just emotionally jacked up. She's not sexing both of them, but she's in love with two people at the same time. Is this possible? Help.
Possibilities? I would say possible.
You said possible?
Possible. There may be something that one brings to the table that the other one does not, and you love that about them. How deep that love may be.
In love, not love.
Yeah,
in love.
How deep the in love can be is questionable. Some people may say possible, but not probable. But is it possible? Many things are possible.
All right, Derek out of Delaware said no. Just an excuse people use to string two individuals along. Actually, they only love themselves. That was a guy. All right, Lachelle.
And he wants. He has a want. It's not a love. It's a desire. I just want both of them.
Okay. Lachelle says, yep, can be great with communication and understanding. We're human. So she said yes. Michelle says, this is a big world filled with lots of people. I personally don't believe you're supposed to just be in love with one individual. Okay. Who she just got like, check. All right, done with you 3 years. How many, look, what's my lifespan?
Well, because people come in your life for different reasons.
Okay. Rodney out of North Carolina says, it's possible. Just be careful not to trade your star player. Otherwise, you'll cost yourself the game.
See. That's what I'm saying. You don't know the depths of that.
Okay, Tanisha out of California. In love? No. Love? Yes. Being in love truly is holistic and encompassing. Your emotional heart shouldn't be stretched in such a way. Well, hers is. Cecily out of Columbus said yes. What she said. Okay. What's your thoughts on it? Oh, look at Nirvana out of Columbus. Yes, it is possible. I think it's possible.
I do too.
Look what happened to Chris Bender. Remember Chris Bender?
No.
Chris Bender was he was a singer out of Cleveland, and he got killed.
Wow.
And it's sad he got killed, but he used to be like, one girl fulfills my physical needs. You remember that song? The other girl, I have eyes for me mentally. Both parties make up his world. Well, that's what happened to the guy. I believe it was the guy to one of the girls ended up killing him.
Oh, my.
But I like that song.
Yeah.
Then it was like, what happened to Chris Bender? We found out. And in his situation, just pretty much what you said. One mental and one physical. Malik said yes. So some of these guys are saying yes and some of these guys are saying no. But it's almost like before when the last Shop Talk question of the week, the men were upset about the girl who stepped out and cheated on her husband. Men was going nuts. She needs to endure, and every week or so, like 3 times a week, often, she just said often, so I'm just guessing like 2 to 3 times a week, her husband will bring up the fact that she cheated. And she cheated like 5 years ago. And he will bring it up. So the guys felt that she needed to endure the punishment. She said, should I leave? Now my daughter, shout out to her, at least she got some sense. She's like, you are not going to sit there and harass me for the rest of my life. Exactly. I was laughing. I said, I know that's right, because that's exactly what it is. And the men felt that she should have stayed and endured the pain that she caused him. But you got men that cheat, and the girl supposed to be sitting there and be like, oh, okay, so forgive me. What's wrong with that picture?
It's a double standard.
Totally.
It's a double standard. Always has been.
I'm like, what in the world is going on? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. And you're right. A double standard, because even in the biblical days, what was it that the
Kings and leaders had more than one wife?
Better than that. That if the woman cheated with a married man, they stoned the woman. What is going? Look, I'm like, better than that. So I guess they figured what? She should have been one of those wives?
To be stoned?
No, one of those extra wives that they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wives, and they line up. Remember that episode of Good Times?
No, I didn't see that.
Did you see the episode where Thelma was bringing them cats in? Wasn't she? It was one guy she was supposed to be marrying, and Florida said, and James was like, what? She about to be one of your wives? It was some African man that was on there. You know, I like Good Times. Mm-hmm. And if you think you got it bad, watch Good Times. It was all right. You be like, oh, I got it so bad. Watch Good Times. When the elevator out and they way up on the top floor, they got to take them steps. Watch that.
You know, and to your question about the love and in love with more than one, I think for the most part, the way that we define being in love, it's a thin line of control and possession.
You think?
Versus really knowing how to love someone. Do you know what I mean? We get into it and then we own you. Opposed to, I just love you. I love your company. I love being in your space. I love for you to grow and be all that you are to be. But we get to the place of possession and control. I love you when you are doing what I say for you to do, when you are going where I want you to go, when you are doing what I desire of you. And when you are outside of that box, then I'm angry at you. That's not love. Love is saying, I love you. But we grow to a place of understanding real love. The rest of that stuff is like desire. Jealousy comes in.
Well, we talked about that control last week.
Yeah, but that's, you know.
What's your role?
So when we talk about, can you be in love? Because that's a heart issue. And that's a gut feeling. And sometimes you deny yourself that, no, I'm not in love with this person. You may not be in that relationship anymore. And you have moved on and you're doing it out of sight, out of mind. But when they are even in your very presence, your stomach is flipping.
So that's what I'm saying.
And so what you are doing,
and you don't even know they're around, and then you turn and look and there they go. You're like,
right.
What?
There's still some kind of connection there that says, but I know you are unhealthy for me. I had a girlfriend and we used to just say, you know, love them if you must, just don't be with them, especially if it's not healthy for you. So it doesn't mean that you don't have a love for them, and it's a deep love, connectiveness, that you just know this is not best. Like the guy that said, just make sure you don't get rid of your star player.
Yeah, it'd be the wrong person. We'll be right back. Here's Chris Bender. For those who don't know the song, Who Will I Choose? Decisions. We'll be back after this. This used to be the jam, too. He had a few songs, too. He had a few. Yeah. It was sad, too. I can't even remember, like, what year this one came out. I should know, too. I'm going to have to see. All right, let me be quiet.
I have a problem. My concerns too late. I feel for the whole of them, and it's driving me crazy. And now they know, and I'm aware of each other. They're not going for me, being all their lovers. One girl fulfills my desire. situation has got me under pressure. I know when it's over, one of them will suffer. This time I can't have my cake and eat it too. I have to make a decision on what will I do. One girl fulfills my physical need. The other girl provides for me mentally. Both parties make up my world. My mind's in confusion with girl. Not a girl I want to lose. But by both of them, I've been accused. Hey, I'm going crazy. What will I do? I one girl fulfills my physical need. The other girl provides for me mentally. Both parties make up my world. My mind's in confusion, wondering which girl I'm going crazy. What will I do? Who I choose? Who I choose? Who I choose? I want to lose. But by both of them, I've been accused. I'm going crazy. What will I do?
All right, that was Chris Bender. We found out 2006. That's when that came out. Man, that must have been a year. Hey,
I know that sound.
what's that sound?
That's Mel's Medical Moment.
Nails Medical Moments. Hey, I gotta give it to you. Listen, we're gonna talk about energy, eating for energy. How about that? I'm gonna give you some tips on what food is packed with energy. So real quick, we got bananas. Bananas, why? Because of vitamin B6, salmon, B12, omega-3s, and it also decreases inflammation, in case you didn't know that. Sweet potatoes, I already know you guys got sweet potatoes. No, y'all got candied yams on the upcoming menu. Very different from sweet potatoes, so try to prepare those differently. Eggs. Eggs are also packed with vitamin Bs. Apples. Now, somebody told me some time ago that it has caffeine, natural caffeine in it, just like the dark chocolates. So, what does it say? An apple a day keep a dentist away?
A doctor.
A doctor? Keep a dentist too.
Because of the fiber in it, it's supposed to keep you kind of ready.
It has a lot of nutritional benefits. However, if you eat an apple, let's test it. Let's do it. A hypothesis. All right, let's do it. Eat an apple and see if it gives you energy. And let me know. But I was told that, apples are a good source of caffeine. Water. We talked about that today. Water is important, okay? I talked about the dark chocolate. Yes, it enhances mental energy and changes your mood for you chocolate lovers out there. Avocados. Avocados is the superfood in case you didn't know. So don't hold the guac. Like I always say, hold the guac. Don't nobody want nothing green and mushy. But it's a superfood and it too is packed with vitamin B's. Oranges, vitamin C. We already know that this season is changing. And guess what? We need to boost that immune system. Strawberries, besides fighting off inflammation, in case you guys didn't know, in the body, it is an antioxidant as well. All right. So it fights off fatigue. Why? Because boom, it's packed with energy too. All right. So those are your food. Now, those are your energy boosting foods. Now, here's something that's good for the skin as well. Beets. Y'all like beets? Do y'all eat beets?
Yes.
Do I love beets?
You love beets? Pickle beets or just regular beets?
Pickle beets.
I got to be a little bit of flavor too. You like beets too? All right. Beets, good for the skin. You know what? But see, y'all got good skin too. See? Don't sleep on the beets, all right? I told you guys salmon, carrots is good for the skin and energy booster as well. You eat too many of them, you'll turn orange. Some sweet potatoes, you eat too many of them, you'll turn orange depending on your skin complexion, all right? Red peppers. Red peppers are good. Now, you know, let me tell you something. You can't cook if you ain't using a bell pepper. I'm just going to put that out there. Put that in your food. Even if you can't cook, just add a bell pepper. They're going to be like, oh, man, they throw down. Okay, they be like, they didn't use a bell pepper, they throw down. But the red peppers is a great source for vitamin C. Also, almonds and lean beef. So I need you guys to eat for energy. All right? Eat for energy during this upcoming season. Now, guess what we about to talk about? Oh, it is time for Hot Topics. All right, my Monday through Fridayers who have to work. I'm going to catch you up. This week, they were talking about the same things. Vote. Make sure you guys vote. I'm going to say that, but I'm not going to harass you like they're harassing me. Now, this is my thoughts. I believe that if you call on my phone and talk about vote, I think you need to look at the roster and see if I voted. And the people that didn't vote, then go ahead and harass them on the phone. Calling me 3-4 times a day, y'all getting on my nerves. I ain't even gonna lie. That's just me. But your boy Kanye, guess what? He decided that politics isn't for him. That was fast, wasn't it? I was like, well, what happened? Also, there was a man in Hartford who went to court. Yes, he went to court. He stole a car to go to court. Now, his charges that he had against him, the reason he had the court date, was stolen vehicles. And now, this guy, clearly he ain't got a car. But you gonna steal a car to show up, appear in court about stealing cars. I'm like, what in the world is going on with the people? He showed up though. It won't be a warrant for his arrest. But again, now you got to go back to court for the stolen car. I'd be like, I just borrowed their car, but they didn't answer. They didn't, I asked them and they didn't answer, so I just went on and borrowed it. Like, come on, America, what's going on? Let's talk about this. Let me put this out here because I know we're gonna stay on this one a little bit. Daylight savings time starts tonight. Okay? Mm-hmm. So my partiers, you get to party another hour. My people that work, guess what? You working an extra hour. Unless you work when the spring, when daylight savings time happen again, then it just move up, then you balance out. I always said that. The night shifters. Mm-hmm. So what we are doing, it is fall season, so we are falling back. Remember, fall back, and then the next time daylight savings time is in the spring forward. So that's the way that I always remembered it, so I gave that to you for nothing. Free of charge. For nothing at all. So tonight we are falling back. Move those clocks back an hour. You know what that means for my church folk? Especially people that go late. I might end up being early tomorrow. Look, I'm like, talking about something. Oh, what time is it? 11:15. I get there by 12. Well, I might be on time. How about that one? So remember to turn your clocks back 1 hour. All right? All right, now that I got that out the way, let's talk about Tamron Hall. Do y'all remember her?
No. Oh, yes, I do.
I'm like, how can you not?
Yes.
And this is listen, the views on Shop Talk with Mel is just the views of me, not the studio audience or anybody else. She bailed out. Now, when Matt Lauer, remember the Me Too movement? When he got fired, they moved in Megyn Kelly. Okay? So once they moved in Megyn Kelly and bumped her to move down with Al, it was just like a big mess. She said, I'm out of here. Y'all just go just dismiss my show and put Megyn Kelly in there. Well, she left. Well, now she will be coming back to ABC. So I'm excited that she is coming back. So that's a good thing. Also, this costume thing. Like, Halloween, you have your taste, and this is what Megyn Kelly, they worked out her contract. Yes, they say she's being fired, but they're working out a contract. Now, let's say, I told you guys last week, her contract was $69 million over 3 years. So, 23 million a year. Okay. So they're working out her contract to exit. Now, if you guys remember, Megyn was on Fox and they were trying to get her out because her complaint for the Me Too movement anyway. So then they end up moving her over, changing the time for Tamron. She left. So I'm trying to catch you guys up. Now, there was a nurse in Missouri. She was fired because she did blackface. So we have a lot of different people feeling as though, I don't know, like they could just go ahead and do blackface. Megyn Kelly talked about on her show, this is why she's being terminated, but terminated with pay, okay? Talked about on her show when she was younger, you could be whatever face you want to be. And blackface wasn't, what's the word? Blackface. She just felt that it was a costume. You could be whatever you want to be. Now, some people felt as though that she's too intelligent. See what I'm saying? I got these people talking about vote, vote, vote. Y'all getting on my nerves. Y'all gonna make the voters want to not vote. Now, quick, but I'm not going to do that. I'll exercise my right to vote. I just got distracted real quick. And some people felt as though that she was too intelligent to not know that blackface is offensive. What's your thoughts? We're going to go around the table here. What's your thoughts on Megyn Kelly? Do you think it was intentional, or do you think that she really did not know? Even though we all know. But go ahead.
First, let me say it's a scary topic to discuss because people get very, very defensive of their views. And if your view does not coincide with what their view is, then they don't allow you to have that view without a personal attack.
Okay.
So I'll say that as a disclaimer that what I'm going to say may have me come upon attack by some people.
Well, we ain't going to say your name, so we just going to go with the view, okay?
All right. So
we're going to protect you.
But my view on it is when she had that show, I think her comment, though it was not said when she said it, it was not mean spirited.
I didn't think so either.
And it was not said in a derogatory way. It came up as a conversation with 4 white people around the table, and the subject came up about blackface, and she said, I think it's just a character. And I think at Halloween, people dress up in all kinds of characters. And I don't think it's a big deal if somebody dresses in a blackface character. And she used that word several times, as a character, meaning she was not looking at it as specifically being directed towards black people in a derogatory way. I personally think that her comment, though it was insensitive to the history of black people with blackface, I don't think that she should have lost her job over it, because it was not said in a way that was directed in a negative way to black people. Particularly when you look at the history of blackface back in the 1600s and 1700s, it wasn't funny to be a comedian or a jazz singer, and it wasn't funny and entertaining enough to be white. It wasn't acceptable. It wasn't something that they did to allow black people at that time to come on and entertain them. We had not become yet their entertainment as we are today. We are today white folks' entertainment, okay? And we have been for years. That's why when you go to the games, ball games, the music that they play in the stadium is black folk music, okay? We are their entertainment. But what they found was entertaining was when white people dressed up like black people and put black face on, and then they depicted black people as bigger lips, by that being the only thing that they didn't paint black was their lips, which made them stand out, and they left their eyes white, so it gave this It made white people laugh because a white person was dressed up like a black person. Thus, we enter blackface. But here's the thing that we have to also accept and understand. Blackface became such an entertaining way of presenting jazz and comedy to white people that when black people were introduced into entertainment for white people, they came in blackface. So now it was okay for black folk who were black, but it wasn't enough to be black and go up there. I had to dress in blackface. So what black men did who were comedians, they put black shoe polish on their face and they painted their lips white. So we have to, when we look at the history of something, we have to kind of soften our view on things that happened back then and accept the fact that even back then, black people accepted it as a way to make money entertaining for white people. We crossed over and presented ourselves the way they presented us, and it was okay for us. I don't think that she should have lost her job. I think it was just an insensitive thing. But when we start taking personal how other people dress up like us for Halloween, we also have to be conscious of how we dress up and how other people may feel. If you get dressed up in an Indian costume, you got to know that an American Indian person is not taking that kindly when you do that. When they see you running around, ooh, doing all of that, they don't like that. As much as we like to think, oh, it's not a big deal, they don't like it. On top of the fact that their people are still on reservations and we haven't dealt with that situation yet. Right. So we got all kinds of costumes that we dress in that depict other people in their natural state. But we want to guard our natural state as holy and without reproach. I don't think that's fair. I think we need to soften up. And the Bible says, when I was a child, I acted as a child, I thought as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. It's time for us to put away childish stuff and rise above these little things, these little pity pet peeves that we want to argue about. There's bigger fish to fry than freaking somebody in blackface on Halloween, particularly if they didn't say it in a negative way. AKA Jimmy the Greek made his comment years ago and he lost his job, but his comment was derogatory about how African-American athletes are better than whites because of how the slave master bred his male buck with his strong male female to create this child, and now that has permeated black people to where we play football better now. Now that's a personal opinion that was said in a very, very derogatory way. He lost his job and he should have. But I don't think she should have because I think it wasn't said in a mean spirit.
Okay, that's regarding Megyn Kelly herself. Now, I think blackface is, I think let me put this, as an adult, I think that everyone, and this is me, my opinion, they know exactly what they're doing. And yes, it's derogatory. Now, the Missouri nurse that I was talking about, she dressed as Beyonce and she painted her face brown. You know what I mean? And she said what she needed to say on Facebook about her being blackface, brown face, Beyonce. And then she lost her job, okay? And she worked for UPS. No, she was the Missouri nurse. But there is a article going around right now where there's a UPS worker who actually dressed in blackface with the scarf on and everything. And I don't care. And that person too lost their job. By rights, I think they should have. Now, there's a such thing as white fragility, so I'm not ignorant to that. And white fragility, if you guys don't know what that is, that's where, here's my example to that. Let's say you're with a coworker and a black person is sitting there and that saying that color people, color people time. They don't CP time. Okay? So, talking about black people are always late. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was sitting there, this happened. And I know that they wanted to say it, and I just started laughing because I watched it. I was still on shift, so I wasn't late. I wasn't one of them. But I saw all my black coworkers that came late. And the two white coworkers came 15 minutes earlier. Now, see, she ain't doing all that. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't coming 15 minutes early, get mentally prepared, drink some coffee, smile at somebody. I'm not doing that. but I'm not going to be late. Now, I could say, I said, now why you always late? And so this white nurse that is right, and I said it, and this white lady was across from me, and I looked at her, and she just drank her coffee. And I said, and I talked to her because we could talk. I said, I know you probably thinking that. She said, I really was. She said, but I didn't. I said, you know why you can't say it? Because they going to run straight to HR and say, she said, what did you mean by they always late? Those people. However, I working with my black people, my little black other nurses, they could say y'all people are quick to fall in love with the clientele that we service, okay? And nothing's done. And so I had shared that with my white nurse that I was talking to. I said, there's a such thing called white fragility. She said she's never heard of it. I said, I could say it. It's factual. Today, they all late. I said, but if you said straight to HR we go. And she looked, she said, I have never heard of that. I said, yes, there's a thing called white fragility, to piggyback on what you were saying, that at the beginning, as far as like, there's certain things that we can say that white people can't say, and we want to jump on them. And your analogy of Indians, it's like, okay, we could do the same thing and nothing happens. But when it's done to us, it's like, oh, wait a minute. So it's almost like what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is that pretty much what you're saying?
Exactly, because, you know, like with your example about time, you know, perfect example with that. White people can say, well, black folks always late. Or let's go a step further. Black folk can be at a place and go, well, you can be. How many times we've been sitting at a concert or something? It's supposed to start at 7:00. It's 7:30. We ain't started, and everybody looking at their watch and go, I guess we on CP time. And now we can say that. Now, if somebody white says black folks are always late, it's a racial comment. But if we say now, well, you know what? That, you know, that thing that we're going to with the politician or whatever, it's supposed to start at 6:00. We think they're gonna start at 6? Yeah, they're gonna start at 6 because white folks are always on time. Now you can say that, but that ain't racist. That's not racist to say that, but it's racist for them to say it about us. Here's another one. I was thinking about last night. Okay, white can be at a reception or whatever and look out and go, you know what? White folks ain't got no rhythm.
Right, we can say that.
Yep, but then white folks can say, man, all black folk can dance. And we go, that's a racist statement because all black folk can't dance because my cousin can't dance a little bit. Okay. So that's a racist statement for you to even think that all black folk can dance. Well, that's a racist statement because there's some white folks can dance their shoes off.
Right.
Okay, but we make a generalized statement and it's okay. So we can point the finger at other people and say stuff that we just don't want other people to do the same thing to us. And I just don't think that we need to get better. A group of black folk can be sitting in the break room at work, and somebody can walk in the door. You know, maybe they came to work late. Everybody was asking where they were because they're not here. And all of a sudden they walk in the break room late, you know, and somebody turn around and look, oh, what's up, nigga?
Right.
You know, and everybody.
But you gotta be black.
Yeah. But then now a white guy comes in and after that and sees him and goes, hey, what's up, nigga? I didn't think you was coming to work. And everybody stop, everybody freeze.
Right, now that's the truth.
Everybody freeze, like, what did he just say?
Isn't that something? You know? Or even these songs. These songs, like, these artists sitting there, and Snoop, I love Snoop, y'all know I love him. And he got, some lyrics, and he got, what up, nigga, da-da-da-da, and some of these words, they'll say it. And then they holding the mic to a white person, like, and everybody waiting to say, you gonna finish that line? What you gonna say? You know what I mean? Think about it. They can sit there and recite the whole song, but you better not say that word.
Yeah, to me, that's whack. That's crazy that we actually believe that we can take ownership of words and demand that other people on the fear of prosecution, we're going to hold you accountable that you can't say that word just because I can say it. I'm black. My boys can say it. My girls can say it, but you can't say that word.
And it's crazy. And let's be realistic here. The word nigga means ignorant. Mm-hmm. Okay, we know, and it's a word. And I'm just gonna put this out there. It's a word, like any other word. Coffee, a word. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you perceive it and how you take it. I know I'm not an ignorant person, so it means nothing. We have rights, so it's important to vote. So I'm going to put that out there, okay? We have rights now. Back then, they used to call, actually, they have it, what is it? Negro means black. From way, way back, and that's what they used to call black people. But now we have progressed so much, but my mother used to tell me, if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it. And that's what's happening, and you're trying to recycle it. But we have to understand it's a word. How you respond to the word is key. How you respond to it. So guess what? If you don't respond to it, why get offended by it?
Well, you know what? I learned years ago when I was in business for 30 years in New York and New Jersey, and one of my people skills trainers, who was a multimillionaire, he used to say all the time, if you're not wrong, why are you defending yourself?
Absolutely.
Relax. You know, Tyrell wrote the book, The Giant Within, and he said if somebody says something about you, there's only two responses. One is, if they say something about you, if it's true, fix it.
Right.
If it's not true, ignore it.
Right.
Okay? So there's no need to actually react. If somebody rides by in the car and you're in their way and they figure it's a white guy and he hollers out the window, nigga, now you want to chase him.
Why? It's all about the response.
You know,
it's all about your response. You're in control of your response.
And the response again, it's action, reaction. When somebody sends out an action, you can choose to react to it. That means your response is going to be predicated on what their action was. Mm-hmm. Or you can meet an action with an action which is totally devoid of what the action was in the first place. Jesus gave us an example. He said, if somebody smacks you in the face, turn the other cheek. That's not a reaction. That's another action met with. That's an action met with an action. Because normally if somebody slaps you in the face, you're not going to go, you like that? Okay, hit this side. That means you just diffuse the situation, because now the person look at you and go, oh, you crazy. Now they want to walk away. So what you did was you took away whatever they was feeling. You took it from them because you acted in a way that was not what they expected. They expected you to want to fight with them, and you didn't give them that.
They wanted you to, some of y'all think like me, smack them back and turn the other cheek. That's the other butt cheek as you walking away. Mm-hmm. Like, get out of here. You can turn, boom, you smack me. Okay. Go on about your business. Just turn around. Keep on walking. Or how you respond is under your control. So if you plan on going to jail, go on and smack them back and do whatever else you want to do. And if you don't, because some people do things just to get a reaction. Well, or the setup. That's what I call it, the setup.
Let me give you a real live, and this will kind of wake up your viewers as well as.
Okay, and I got this clip of Megan, and we're gonna hit back at. Go ahead.
As well as you, I had a situation some years ago where a girlfriend of mine in New Jersey just happened to be a doctor.
Okay,
and she got into an argument with me, and because she didn't feel like she was winning the argument, okay. Because I had answers. She didn't like the fact that I had answers. So when she couldn't win the argument, she got closer and closer and closer to my face. And I still remained calm, and I still had answers. So she got to the point where she just leaned back and spit in my face.
Oh, well, I'm woke. Oh, now.
Okay.
I don't know about
instantaneously,
on that.
I had a split-second moment in order to determine what my reaction or action was going to be. And thank God that he's in my head. I had to process that in milliseconds, and I looked at her, I pushed her back away from me, and I looked at her and I said, you're out of your mind. And I turned around and walked out the door. And I got in my car and I left. As I drove away, I thought about it and I said to myself, thank God that I'm not the old person that I used to be. Because spitting in my face, she would have normally, if that had happened when I was in my 20s, she would have been swallowing teeth. And I would have been on my way to jail. Then everything that I had done at that particular time, working with the court system, working with school systems, would have been down the drain. I wouldn't have been doing anything. That little momentary reaction to her spitting in my face as as negative, as nasty as that was, because in some countries you can go to jail or even be punishable by death if you spit in somebody's face.
Yeah, that's
one of the
attempted
dirtiest
murder.
things that you can do. Okay, but I was
Especially if
able
that's
to
something.
react to it at that time and walk away, and not realize until after it was over that had I reacted to her, then my whole career and everything that I was planning to do with schools and court systems and kids would have been
over.
down the drain. I would have had to go about my life doing something totally different, because I would have had an assault charge on me. And
Isn't that
once you have
crazy?
an
But what about
assault-
her assault?
Right, and as an assault charge, you can't get a job in a school system, nothing, nowhere when you got assault on you.
Right.
Period.
Now, here's what's interesting with that situation. So you pushed her to get her out of her face. Now they have it where if a guy pushes a female, that's considered assault. And that's crazy to me, because I'm like, they did this. I pushed him to get him out of my way. And now you want to sit there and look at the guy. Now there's a site, and I'll give that to you before the end of the show, where men who were accused of different crimes as far as like rape, assault, all that were found innocent. Now this particular organization is suing the women. Because we did a show before. I'm like, this is not okay. You know, false accusations, and then you go through the court system, folks spending a lot of money. Their reputation is just scarred, because even though, you know, the media will put out, and I am part of the media, they'll put out, okay, this guy did this, and you have him guilty before proven innocent. So it's like, oh, okay, he's a rapist. College careers gone down the drain for these men, but they don't put out that they were found innocent and they lied. So what do we need to do? And I asked this on a show, what do we need to do to prevent this? These women need to be held accountable. I am a female, but if I'm not putting my hands on a guy, because let's be real here, when you hit a guy, expect to get hit back. I just feel like, even a female, I expect to get hit back with a female, but if I think I'm that bad and I'm going to sit there and hit a guy or spit on someone, expect to get hit back. Now, if you don't, okay, but what did you do? That and it drives me nuts. And this is personal to me. It's personal to me, not that it happened to me, but just know I have seen where women will sit there and beat up on the guy, slap him, throw stuff at him, and he cannot even say, "Get off of me," or to, like you said, push, without them calling the police and say, well, they pushed me. And they say, do you want to file charges?
There's a rule. There's a rule that permeates our society, and we do an injustice even to our young men and to our young girls, because they both.
And this is not a race thing. This is happening.
They
sex
both,
thing. Let's say it's a sex thing.
Understand that this rule exists, and that rule says that we tell our boys, you don't put your hands on a woman. I don't care what she does to you.
Because you want to.
That's terrible for us to do that, because now we're teaching our boys to be a whipping post. It's okay to be a whipping post, and then we're teaching our girls that you can girls will hit a guy over the head with something, slap him in the face or whatever, and then she'll look at him and go, "Oh, you want to hit me? Go ahead, hit me." And
to
I'm
provoke
call police. I'm calling police. Just hit me. Go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
It's not okay.
Now, so what we've created this atmosphere to where people feel okay to cross the line and do things because there are no repercussions that they fear. Or if you do punch me in the face, I'm going to get the last laugh because you're going to be in jail.
And that's not okay. And I'll get that information out to you. Even though October was Domestic Violence Month, domestic violence happens year round. And men are being domestically abused. Yes, they are. And a lot of people feel as though like a man can handle it. So when a guy goes, and this is a good friend of mine that went downtown Youngstown and filed charges, and you know what they said? They didn't even let the charges go through because they're like, oh, you bigger, you can handle it. He getting beat up by his wife. And he's telling it because he's just sitting there. He don't have a black eye. But you sit there, you just like, okay, you'll be okay. Just separate from the person. But if it's a female to go in there and say that she was abused, guess what? Oh, okay, we need to arrest him. We got to do better as a society. But let me play this Megyn Kelly for you guys.
When I was a kid, that was okay as long as
okay, wait, let me get you all
Commercial remarks regarding blackface on Halloween. Here's a reminder, just in case somehow you missed it. What is racist? Because so truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character. Well, since then,
okay. So that's what she said that caused her to get terminated. That she said back when she was a kid, it was okay. Now, that's why I'm with you on that as far as her being terminated, because she said back when she was a kid, that was okay. So she was sharing her experience and her upbringing. Mm-hmm. And me personally, I don't think that's cause for her to be terminated. Even though as an adult, what she said is back when she was a kid, mm-hmm. that was okay.
And she referenced the fact that to be white and dress up in blackface, or to be black and dress up in whiteface.
Right. So
she made reference to both statements.
As long as it was a character.
As long as it was a character.
And nobody, now some people look at that and go, yeah, but black dressed up in a white face.
They're imposed.
Some people will say, well, who did that? People didn't do that. You don't know. Maybe nobody you did. But you don't know where she's from.
They're forcing their opinions on her and how she's thinking. And I have to say, I didn't think it was done out of malice.
No.
You know, but it's like, okay, we're going to hurry up and fire her and be done. I feel like she shouldn't be terminated, just like you said. I don't think that she should have been fired behind that, because she did reference both. And she said back when she was a child. She ain't say today, like it's okay right now. And I just think sometimes, we tend to just take something and run with it.
When you want to play the game that close, then you got to know then, okay, that the game is going to be played that close. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be some people that you are not going to agree with that are black. They're going to lose their job too. Because one thing for sure, when stuff like that happens, man, these folks sometimes they figure out how to get their stuff back. They got their comeuppance with OJ. They just bided their time.
Right.
They bided their time. They just waited and watched. They got their comeuppance with Bill Cosby. Okay, they got they do what Michael Jackson. They just wait, and then somebody who you like that you don't feel like is being fair treated, they're not gonna tell you that's what it is, but they gonna get theirs back one way or the other. When you change the rules of the game, how you think the game is gonna be played, you got to realize it's gonna be played against you.
Fair, firm, and consistent.
Okay, and just in that other thing you're talking about, when it comes to the court system, when you say how do we solve that problem, we don't know how the court system works until we standing in court.
Right. No, that's true.
So we don't teach people what the rules and what the laws are. And here's a perfect example. If you call the police to your house, or the domestic situation, and you said this is domestic violence the week that just passed, here's a perfect example. You call the police to your house because there's a fight going on or somebody calls there's a fight going on between you and your husband. Okay, and maybe you guys are grappling. Maybe you get to where it becomes where you touching each other and it becomes to some degree physical, and the police come. The police are going to ask questions, and they're going to separate the two of you and ask questions. And now let me tell you what happened. This is a real life situation. A client of mine in New Jersey was separated from her husband, and they had 3 boys, and she had the boys living in an apartment, and she had a car. Okay, the car was in both of their names, but he had let her keep the car when they separated. Well, he decided he was coming to take the car. She has to go to work every day in the hospital. She's a nurse. She raises these 3 boys by herself, and they are the most exemplary, good kids. Dude, you wouldn't even know 3 kids are in the house. He comes by the house, goes outside, and he has another key. He's now in the car getting ready to take her car. She sees that I'm not going to be able to go to work if he take my car. Mm-hmm. So she runs out, jumps in the passenger side of the car, trying to get the key from him starting the car. Now they're in the car fighting over the keys to this car. Uh-huh. Okay, kids in the house, neighbors looking through the window. They're screaming and hollering. She got hold of the key, so he puts his hand around her throat. And he's choking her up against the headrest. Okay? Choking her. She gets to the point where she almost had blackout.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay? So while he's choking her, she reaches forward, snaps the glove compartment, and reaches in there. She had a knife in there just to defend herself and when she leaves work at night from
Right.
the hospital. And she grabbed this knife out of the glove compartment before she blacked out, and she cut his hand that was choking her.
Uh-huh.
And he snatched his hand off of her throat. She's gasping, and he jumps out the car and runs down the street with his arm cut. Police show up. When the police show up, they see her. She's standing there. Her hair is all over the place, and she's saying, my ex-husband tried to choke me in the car. He tried to take my car. I got to go to work. Where is he? She said he ran down the street. So the police officer said to her, "Well, do you want to press charges against him?" He said, "No." She said, "No, I don't want to press charges. I just need my car for work. That's all. I got 3 kids I got to raise." They went around the corner, find him around the corner, sitting on the ground, bleeding from a cut on his arm. They called the ambulance and they said to him, "Do you want to file charges against her?" He said, "Yes." See, those are the questions people don't know. You trying to be Miss Nice person and say, "I don't want." See, you can later drop the charge.
Yeah, but the state
don't-
will pick them up.
Yeah, but don't put yourself in a position where you say no and the other person says yes. This woman now, today, luckily her job, they know her and like her because she's a good worker. They let her keep her job. But she's living right now with an attempted murder charge on her record. That's what they charged her with and found her guilty because his arm was sliced open.
Yeah, you got
Trying
that
to-
radio.
Trying to save her life. She got charged with attempted murder, was found guilty of it. They put her on, because she had 3 kids, they put her on 5 years probation. She kept her job, but she got a murder charge on her record.
See, that's it. Now the UPS person. Now that was, if you guys couldn't look at that, or you can go to my Facebook page, Shop Talk with Mel, and it's posted. You'll be able to see the UPS worker that ended up being fired. What we were talking about as far as like dressing in blackface. Now, brown face, blackface. Now this UPS worker was in blackface. Beyonce, Jay-Z in brown face. Because one of the housewives did that, I think about 2 years ago, and everybody had a fit. She wanted to be Diana Ross. And she painted herself brown.
They showed that.
Did they show it?
She
Okay.
was brown.
And so how do we determine?
Again, in this particular case, the person who dresses up as Diana Ross with the wig on, that person is not in blackface. She's dressing up as a real live person. So you're saying, so when people have a problem with that, so that means all the people for years who dressed up at Halloween as Michael Jackson, that was racist? If they dressed up as Michael Jackson and they made their faces brown?
Well, I don't know, because he left out of here white, though.
Well, so guess
He
what?
started off
guess
brown.
what? Some people who did Michael Jackson's, they did their faces white.
Uh-huh.
But they did everything else Michael Jackson.
That's all. Oh, that's the
hair and
1990s Michael Jackson.
Right.
Especially if you go to an impersonator. And they
But
come out
again,
like, okay.
if you know, it's like there was a girl on Facebook that she went and found almost the exact same shirt. She had her hair done in like an afro, and she put on a mustache, and she was laying on the floor as Lionel Richie.
Hilarious. You saw that?
Yep,
That was funny.
That was funny, man. I'm telling you. She had Lionel Richie down pat. Now, what do you call that? Because if she's black and he's black and she now becomes Lionel Richie, there's nothing wrong with that. But if a white person makes their face brown, mustache, afro wig, get the same shirt, Lionel Richie, that's racist. You're playing the game too close. You're playing that game. Because again, Lionel Richie.
So it's like white people are not allowed to be a black character.
What they got to do is listen before you decide what your Halloween costume is going to be. You need to get the here's what I called it. I had to write it down. You got to get the book on black white double standards in social communication.
Right, you got to
get that book. I just go to Barnes and Noble and get the book on black and white double standards in social communication.
That'll be a good show. That'll be a good show.
I wrote that down.
Hey, listen, I want to let you guys know. I told you before, like you said, that Domestic Violence Month, along with Breast Cancer Awareness, was October. If you have issues, there's a 24-hour crisis line. The phone number is 773-278-4566. I had to put that out there because we were talking about domestic violence. So here's the number, that 24-hour crisis line. If you don't want somebody to know, I'll give you this number, 773-278-4566. Call, ask questions, do what it is that you need to do. I thank you for coming on the show. I'm like, yay, I had a lot of fun with you, lovely people. We had to talk about those hot topics. Don't forget, daylight savings time. Fall back 1 hour. Move those clocks back at 2 a.m. All right? If you up at 2 a.m. before you go to sleep, fall back. Move that clock back one time, okay? I'm talking about one time, 1 hour.
Ding.
I'm doing it. That's what I get for reading and multitasking. I need to get a massage. That's what it is.
Yes,
I need to
you
get a
do.
massage. Come see her. Yes, Mrs. Jones. Hey, me and Mrs. Jones. What's your number again?
My number is 330-651-7330.
All right. One more time.
Okay, 330-651-7330.
All right. We heard it right here. So if you need a massage or if your mind is doing something different, look, and you are multitasking, and if you ever feel like your body is exhausted, but your mind just won't rest, get a massage.
Absolutely.
Get a massage. I'm going to give you today's footnote, all right? Every day may not be a good day, but there is good in every day.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
So, y'all already know what it is. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people. Shop Talk right here on Spreaker.com/Shop Talk with Mel every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And don't forget to like me on your social media outlets, all at Shop Talk with Mel, and visit the website, Shop Talk with Mel, everywhere. Just Shop Talk with Mel. That's all I'm asking. Peace. Did I say find you, embrace you?
You did.
I just got to make sure. Find you, embrace you, and always, always love who? You. All right, until next week, people, Shop Talk again.